Well, hey everybody, Matt Scalogli here with SRP Medical Marketing. And today what I'm going to share with you is I want to talk about key number 3 to filling your practice with paying patients is understanding your business vitals. Okay, so you might be wondering why business vitals are so critical to your practice and why you want to know about them. Well, let me just tell you this quick little story. You've probably heard me tell this, but it bears repeating. And that is, so my first wife was an ER nurse, and she, and she worked in the ER. She did it for 4+ years. And I asked her, I said, so what's your favorite type of patient that comes in? And I'm thinking, it's about the adrenaline rush, the patient that's coding, or the patient that, it's got this big, they're whatever, coding, or they got a gunshot wound or something like that. And she said, no, our favorite patient is the unresponsive one. And I kind of looked at her and I'm like, what do you mean the unresponsive one? Why is that your most enjoyable patient? She said, because we don't have a lot of other data going on. And so it's kind of a puzzle. And 2, we don't have family members yelling at us or anything like that. So we can kind of just really get down to brass tacks. And so that got me thinking about business, because if you think about it, running your business is exactly the same. So let me just kind of draw this correlation with regards to business vitals and patient vitals. Now, please understand, I'm not a doctor, but think about it. If you have a patient that comes in that's unresponsive, what do you need to know? What are the 4 things you need to know? Respiratory, circulatory, pulse, blood pressure, things like that. Respiratory, what's their oxygen level, or whatever y'all look at. Body temperature, right? I'm sure, I know that there's a 4th one or maybe even a 5th one, but you get the general idea. You're going to look at blood pressure. You're going to look at, maybe whatever you look at, right? You're going to look at those things. And based on your training, based on your years and years of training, you can start to piece together the pieces of the puzzle as to what's going on with this patient if they're unresponsive. Let's say they were found on the side of the road, completely unresponsive. So it's the same thing. It's the same thing in your business, right? There are vitals in your business that you need to monitor on a regular basis to make sure that your business is healthy. And let me give you a hint. It's not the amount of money that you have in your bank account. That is not a business vital. That number is a direct result of your business vitals. Does that make sense? I hope it does, because it's a really important point that I need you to get. Is if you just judge your business, the success of your business, the health of your business, just based on, what did I make today? Did I make $10,000 today? Yay, I'm in a good mood. Or did I not make anything today and I'm in a bad mood? No, or I'm looking at my bank account. Oh, I feel good. I've got X amount of dollars in my bank account. Or, oh, I feel bad. I don't have enough money in my bank account. Those are not viable ways. Those are not good ways for you to be able to monitor your business. That's like saying the overweight patient got their type 2 diabetes down by just taking insulin. What you really want to do is you want that patient to change their eating habits. You want them to exercise more. You want them to lose 50 pounds, okay? That's going to be the best way for them to stop being type 2 diabetic and reduce the risk for heart attack and stroke and high blood pressure and high cholesterol and all those fun things, okay? So here are a few of my favorite business vitals. And I've used these in my practice. These are very easy to get. It's a very simple way for you to scientifically and empirically know how you're doing or how your providers are doing, okay? It's not about, for example, it's not about the number of leads that somebody provides for you. It's about the number of appointments that are booked off of that, okay? So let's take a look at some of these. These are some of my favorites, and these are the same ones that I used in my business. I could monitor my business in Europe, which I've done. I've monitored my business from all kinds of great vacation places just by looking at these numbers daily. These are numbers that have to be put in daily, okay? So for example, how many new appointments were booked? Okay, that's a good one. If you want to be doing $75,000 a month, and let's say your average transaction value is $1,500, you need to be booking 4 to 5 appointments per day. You need to be booking about 20 a week in order for you to hit that number, okay? Because here's what we know. In business vital terms, we know that we should book 70% of the leads that come in, okay? We should have a show rate of 70%. And we should have a conversion rate of 50% into treatment on their first visit. Now, that doesn't mean the other 50% are never going to buy. They may buy later on, okay? So let me go through those numbers again. You should be booking 70% of your new patient inquiries that come in. you should have a 70% show rate, and you should have a 50% conversion rate, okay? So the first one is new appointments booked. It's a good one, but a better one is booking percentage of new inquiries, because here's why. This is the best way for me to monitor my front desk staff to know that they are doing their job, because here's what the front desk staff will say every single time. You start a new lead generation program and you're expecting to have a bunch of appointments booked, and you don't book appointments, and guess what? Now you think that the lead generation didn't work. But if you have a good script in place and you have people that are following that script, you should be booking 70% of your inquiries. I do this in every single practice that I'm in, that I own, that I work with, and if they follow the script, they're going to book 70%. Next, show rate. This is a big, big number. What is the percentage of people that are confirmed on the calendar for them to show? Okay, so show rate, we want around 70+%. It's going to vary a little bit, but some might be 80%, but 70% is a good number. Okay, next one. It might be the patient conversion into treatment in first visit. That's 50%. But another one is revenue per transaction. So this is a really, really important one, because if you can lock in what your revenue per transaction is, then you're going to be in a very good place to understand essentially how many patients you need to have come in order for you to hit your revenue number. So just think about this. Let's say you want to do $100,000 in a month. Well, if your average revenue per transaction is $2,000, that means you need to sell 50 procedures in order for you to be able to hit that number. It's really simple, easy math. It's not very complicated, okay? Another one is, what is the lifetime value of a patient? I've talked about this in other videos. I go into detail about that later on, which will one of our key number 5. So I'm going to leave that till then. And then the other one is patients added to monthly recurring revenue. That we go into more detail in key number 4. It's the video right after this. And monthly recurring revenue is exactly that. People paying you some kind of a subscription fee in order for you to, frankly, in order, to continue to see you or get treatment from you. Okay, so those are just some of the examples. You should be able to monitor these numbers every single day, just like you're making rounds on a patient. Let's say you're working in the hospital and you've got rounds, and you go through, you look at the chart, you're going to look at their vitals, right? You're going to look and see how they're doing, and it's going to tell you a lot. And if those numbers are down, you're going to either continue to monitor and see if there's something that needs to change with their medications or the prescription that you have, or if they're improving, then you're going to hold steady. It's the same thing in your business. If your numbers are flat or declining, then we need to change your prescription. We need you to change your diagnosis and update your prescription and get something else to get you fixed. So I hope that makes sense. I always try to make it relatable to you all and as being a doctor, but understand it's that simple. If you are not tracking your business vitals, your business is going to struggle. And if you'd like to talk more about booking or going through that, feel free to book a consult with me. They're 20 minutes, there's no charge. And I'd love to talk to you more about this and help you create a set of vitals to monitor your business no matter where you are. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.